Thank you, everybody. Good evening and welcome to tonight's full council meeting on Monday, the 7th of October at 7 p.m. Before we go any further, if we do have a fire drill tonight, it's not planned, so please leave through the doors through the front in which you come, or the doors directly behind me. Apologies for absence.
Yes, Councillor J Taylor.
Councillor J Taylor, otherwise we have a full house. Declarations of interest. Does anyone have any interests on any of the items below? Machinery or otherwise? None. Councillor 10A. Thank you very much. Next we have, well, actually, a change of order. So before we move on to item 4, public participation, I'm going to, at my discussion, bring forward item 10H, which is the Armed Forces Covenant, the request to sign the covenant, consideration and resolution. And I hope everyone's read our meeting papers, but we do have with us a special guest. If you would like to introduce yourself and say a few words. Thank you very much.
Good evening to you all. I'm Mary Halliday, the Armed Forces Covenant Officer. I'd like to take a few minutes just to explain what the Armed Forces Covenant is and what the Armed Forces Covenant pledge is and what it looks like as a council in the future. So the Armed Forces Covenant is a promise from the nation to those who are serving and those who have served that they will be treated fairly in civilian life. It also recognises that those who serve often give a great deal. Some of them give their lives, some of them are ruthlessly injured and sick and change the course of their life, obviously. So the covenant is that promise, and there are a number of ways in which support can be given to the armed forces community nationally, and one of them is this Defence Employee Recognition Scheme. It's run by the Ministry of Defence, and it is an invitation to anyone who employs anybody to sign the covenant pledge, and through the way they run their business, to demonstrate their support for the armed forces. So it would be example for town and parish councils, the sort of thing that you could do are things like you'd have to appoint an armed forces champion. That would be a great start. So you've got someone on the council who has a vested interest in the armed forces community and is promoting their stories. You might like to commit to, you may already do some of this, forgive me if you do, but things like looking after your war memorial, making sure that the war graves are well maintained. You, at the town council, you could commit to employing people from the armed forces community. So you could offer something like an employer a guaranteed interview if someone's from the armed forces, if they met the criteria for the job, then you could offer them, an interview along with everybody else. You could also anyway, you've read the paper. There are lots of things you can do to support the armed forces community. So it's an opportunity for the council to have a discussion about whether or not they'd like to do that. There is a process for signing the covenant. There is a paper, a commitment which is in your pack, that the council would sign, and then you would be able to apply for a bronze award under the Defence Employee Recognition Scheme, and then you could elevate that to silver and then to a gold. There are other town councils that have parish councils around who've done that already, so like this and Era and Sprouse and several others. So you're in good company, and there are over 10,000 companies who've done it nationally already.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. Do any members have questions?
I don't so much have a question. I just thank you for coming this evening. I had the pleasure of actually meeting you with my other hat on, and we discussed this and brought it forward to the council. I asked for it to come forward, and the mayor and the clerk obviously wholeheartedly jumped on board and added it to the agenda. I think it's an amazing thing. I think it's something that actually we've already ticked some of the boxes. We did used to have an employee that was ex-services. We have members sat at this table that are members of the British Legion and ex-service members. And I just really hope that as a whole, this council will jump on this and do it.
Thank you. Councillor Wingfield and then Councillor Dale, please.
Yes, I mean, I read Councillor Taylor S. Email on the subject, and I think I wasn't the only one who's fully supportive of the initiative. A few of the councillors around the table have agreed with me. I think it's a brilliant initiative and a really good opportunity for us to support it. So I'm wholeheartedly in favour.
Councillor
I
Dale,
was just going to say, this has been discussed before. Can we actually do it this time?
fantastic. So it sounded like a proposal.
Yes, I suppose it.
Councillor Dale proposed, seconded by Councillor Taylor, and a show of hands, please.
Yes,
That
you
is-
know, I think it's very important.
Rightly so.
I'll get this person.
Thank you very much for coming. If you would like to leave, you're very welcome to.
I'll put it down.
Thank you very much, Sharon. Next on this evening's agenda, we have item 4, public participation. Would any members of the public like to participate? No? Okay. Oh, sorry, Leslie, I couldn't see you down there.
Couple of things. Thank you to the staff and ladies at the meetings because they differentiate between the public participation by putting Q&A on the planning and byways. Thank you very much because it helps. I'm sure I can clarify everything. Councillors' bios. Back along, it was said that they're going to include what committees they are on. I have a quick look at it over the weekend and that hasn't been started yet. And I know the clerk, they're very busy up in the office, but if that can be looked at.
Yeah, well, I can get that done. Yeah.
Thank you. And also that on one of the members of the council said about the main shed. I don't know if there's anything else I'm doing about that. Over at this, they also have something called the Repair Cafe.
Yeah.
Which is linked to the main shed. And it's a neighbourhood initiative that promotes repair as an alternative to throwing things out. Residents can bring their broken items to fix them on the spot with the help of voluntary repairers. I was wondering if that could be something that could be sort of put in with the main shed if possible.
I think that's a wonderful suggestion. Thank you, Leslie. Sharon, we don't have any updates yet.
Not really, no. I mean, it is,
Has anything else come
it's on
up?
our mental radar.
Yeah, so just touching on the, is this on this? Go on then, Simon, over to you.
So I think it was Councillor Ashby brought up the next shed previously. I said next door neighbour was very active in the one, it was very successful. It's not just measures, everybody. And subsequent to the council meeting, it was requested that I have a chat with him, and he's more than happy to come and talk about their objectives, what they do, what needs to be done. The caveat of it was, you know, you do need a committee and you need a proper structure. And even Windsor, which is very successful, they have almost get a committee. So he's happy to come and talk about the men's shed. He's happy to provide any information about it. I was fully supportive of that. So that's where we are with it. We just haven't progressed with it.
Okay.
And I know on Facebook there's often little comments about why don't we have them, but do these people say why don't we have them, what's been involved, as you say, in the committee? Maybe it'd be worth.
Yeah, I mean, even Wyndham, successful though it is, has problems, I understand, you know, bringing enough people on the committee to provide that structure and leadership. But that doesn't discount us progressing with him. I think that was the feeling with the council, wasn't it? Last time.
Simon, could you please liaise with Sharon to maybe arrange a meeting between yourself, your neighbour, and Sharon, and see if you can, and maybe Councillor Ashby, as it was him that brought this forward, and the four of you get together and see if this is something that you can get a little bit of movement on. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Not a problem. So we had progressed last time. He was keen to do that.
Okay,
So that's the next thing.
Okay.
fabulous. Thank you so much. That's really appreciated. Yes.
Item 7, You're considering using council money to rejuvenate business properties in the town. Now I think I'm correct in saying that town council income comes solely from the precept and the council tax and don't draw any funding for business rates. So it just appears a little strange that you want to use money raised from private individuals for residents to renovate business properties. That'd be great for the landlords. But I think council's going beyond its remit, effectively transferring money from residents to businesses. It got picked up by Vera at the last year of this, and I just appreciate an explanation as to why the money that we all pay as council tax would be going to be funding renovation and to support businesses within the town. And if it did go ahead, where would it stop? I mean, for example, is a multinational like Sainsbury's eligible to claim funding? Should the funding not come from Brackland, as they wanted their business rights?
Thank you for your question. I do feel that a written response from the office would probably be far better than what you would receive this evening. I'll go Councillor S. Taylor first and then Councillor Tyler.
I was just actually going to say, just in response, I do believe Brackland have in the recent past actually done some funding along this line to try and rejuvenate the high street. Whilst I appreciate, and I will reiterate again, as a business owner in the town centre, in no way, shape or form would any of my businesses be applying for any sort of grant from the town council or anything that I do. But I would just say, if we have an attractive high street, if we can keep the premises and the high street looking good, that benefits our residents. It benefits our residents because it keeps shops open, it keeps footfall high. But I also take on board the concerns that obviously this money would be coming from our precept, and therefore it would be taxpayers' money. And I completely understand where Mr. Smith is coming from on that. I think you're right, a written response could probably be more in depth than us talking here tonight, but I would reiterate that obviously Brackland raised its money through council tax and government funding, which generally is from the public purse, and Brackland have done such funding, so our residents probably have already contributed to a similar scheme.
Councillor Tyler.
If I could just add, so I understand what you're saying, those same questions were brought up at the Highways Committee before this meeting. So at the moment, it's the principle. Personally, and as a town council, I think the principle is correct. What can we do to improve the town for everyone? Be it Brackland, be it national government, it is taxpayers' money, which your money is my money. But there are, what do we use that money for? What's the benefits included? The actual detail, how does it work? Who can apply? What's the criteria? Everything else is now going to be looked at, and that was brought up at previous meetings. There's some comment on highways. So once we've done that, I think a written response, but I think we all agree we haven't come up with the answers yet, and we are in discussion with Brackland what they've done. And it's an opportunity that if you apply to the town council, you apply to Brackland as well. So there's a whole raft of different scenarios, and we need to work through those. So it's going to be carefully put through.
Yeah, I think the fact of the matter is that we as a town council have spent hundreds of thousands now of taxpayers' pounds on the neighbourhood plan. Within the neighbourhood plan, obviously, there's key point themes and policies around our economy, our high street, our town centre. And I think that actually that would, especially while it's under review, actually be a nod that, you know, this is something that we're taking seriously, something we want to do. There's also heritage themes, and actually we could encompass that into the policy that if you are going to make an application, that is part of the condition that it had to be in keeping with, you know, the conservation and the heritage element of the town centre. So I actually think that there is that benefit. I think there is also consideration to be given that during COVID, billions of taxpayers' pounds were used to support businesses. And I just think, actually, I personally, I don't understand the sentiment of your question, but I also don't feel that this is the forum for those questions, and actually detailed questions that require a detailed response and not actually take up what should be 10 minutes to open a debate with members. And then obviously drain from the resource and the time that can be given to other people wanting to ask questions. I think it's wrong.
And then.
Councillor Leslie,
Can I just correct council time? It wasn't planning and I was.
standing orders.
Sorry,
Yeah.
beg your pardon.
So,
You're
Thank
very
you very much.
No, thank you for that correction. Apologies.
So moving on, I have item 5A, which is the minutes of the town council meeting on the 2nd of September 2024. Can I have a proposer of seconder or any amendments, please? Councillor Dalton, seconded by Councillor Bircham, and a show of hands. That's unanimous. Thank you very much.
Majority.
Was it? Oh, yeah, sorry, Pete. Next, we have item 5B, which is the minutes of the Town Council Extraordinary Meeting on the 29th of August 2024. Again, can I please have an proposer and a seconder? I've got Councillor Dalton, seconded by Councillor Thwaites, and a show of hands, please. That is majority. And
Abstentions. Sorry.
how many abstentions did we have? 2,
3, 4, 5. Thanks.
5. Next, we have item 6, which is the events committee to consider, and I want to apologise for some of this has already been done, to consider reconvening the events committee and appoint members, to agree terms of reference, and to agree setting a budget for consideration and resolution. So this agenda item was particularly for the budget setting, which actually I was going to suggest to members that as it has no ability to spend money, the working group, it doesn't necessarily need a budget to be set. And if it presents something, Sharon can obviously work it into the budget for next year. But if any spend is required, it will be coming to full council anyway. So it doesn't necessarily delegate in the budget of its own. Councillor Taylor.
And I think that's the correct procedure, because we did look at the committee for the town council. It's just the town council vote on a budget, but because we widened it as a workshop to try and encourage other groups to come together so collectively what can we do to coordinate and assist each other. Through that workshop, if there's a call on can the town council please help with the community or land, or can we apply for a grant, then yes, the people on that workshop come back to the appropriate committee and say, workshop discuss this and here's an opportunity to that. Public town council is minded to assist us. I think that would be the best process, rather than whoever's on that committee would agree. Yeah, we've got a budget, we allocate.
Yeah. Any further comments? No, so we're quite happy for Sharon to work it into the budget as and when that's done. And the spending part of council.
That's just.
Thank you. I don't think we need a motion. I think that's
That's fine.
fairly straightforward. Next, we have item 7, the grants policy, to consider setting aside part of the grants funding to allow for applications rejuvenating our high street shop frontages for consideration and resolution. We haven't actually put together the business case for this yet, have we, Sharon?
No.
Sharon obviously was on annual leave last week, so I think it's something that that come quite tight. So if we could defer those, just so that we can make sure that it's been given enough consideration. Next, we have item 8, which is committees to note the resignation of Councillor Thwaites as the substitute for the neighbourhood plan steering group, and to appoint a new substitute for consideration and resolution. Do we have any nominations at present? Yes, of course.
Don't know what examples can be, but I'd like Councillor Thwaites to reconsider this. You don't have to say it publicly.
Would like to take some thoughts on that.
Can we defer it?
Yeah, can I just add that you made a very positive contribution to the last meeting, that's what it said.
Yeah.
Yeah, still.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have item 9, which is youth vision. To report on progress, we set the provisional date to start the project, consideration of resolution. Sharon, I know this was a project that started with the Brecon ward members and some of their MTI money. But I feel like since the town council were engaged with the proposal, you've really picked this up and run with it. So would you like to deliver the update to members?
Before she does that, then actually as one of those district ward members, can I thank you? Because when I first approached you with this suggestion that Councillors Fraser, myself and Taylor and Ashby attended, and I come straight to you, straight out of that meeting, and you've literally, it was a Friday afternoon, and by Tuesday, you had secured us a premises, you'd run with it, and spoke to the landlord, you'd spoke to the Benjamin Foundation, and I really commend you on that, because Attleborough has needed a facility like this for 30 years. And it was incredible how quickly you managed it. Yeah. So I'd just like, from on my own behalf as a district member, and I'm sure the rest will agree with me. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. No, it was also fortuitous that things did come together in that way. So we sort of kind of hoped that it was meant to be. But it came about because obviously Councillor S. Taylor approached me in the office, and some Market Town Initiative funding had been set aside if we could find a premises. So, and I think you had become aware of an empty premises in Exchange Street. So of course I got straight onto the telephone to the agency. Unfortunately, he had just summed up to the tenancy agreement, but perchance the next door premises was going to become available, which I think I can now say, can't I? Which was the Sun Market premises. But because there had been some issue with the trading standards with regard to that premises, they had to go through a process of eviction. That process has now been completed, and so we have been assured that we will get the tenancy. So we now know that the premises will be on Exchange Street. So we then had to approach the town council with some figure work, and also to try and raise, we'd already have Market Town Initiative funding, which will cover the rent for 3 years. Then also we needed to get the town council to agree to funding, but we also became aware of some Inspiring Communities funding that I could apply for. So I've completed that application, and we're waiting to hear on the 22nd of October whether we will be eligible for 5,000 towards that. But it'll be for the first 3 years we have premises. And if obviously all things go to plan, the town council will be asked to contribute 35,000. I won't give the exact figures, but I can issue them later, towards that project. The figures should go down on the second year and third year, because the first year it does include 5,000 towards sort of like kitting out the premises. Yeah. So and as Councillor Taylor has mentioned, we have engaged with an absolutely excellent organisation, the Benjamin Foundation, who are well versed in delivering youth provision. So we're really lucky to get them on board, because I think it would prove very difficult to provide an excellent service so quickly. They were really enthusiastic to come aboard, so we have a contact there. They will provide the youth workers. And so that again, that is another headache that we don't have to worry about. But the monies will come to the town council. The town council will then issue the funding towards the Benjamin Foundation youth workers. And it involves 2 age ranges, twice a week for each age range. But there is also discussion on trying to use those premises as efficiently as we possibly can, because there will be utilities to pay, all included in the estimates of what the project will cost. And we would like to, we will be advertising on our Facebook pages for any organisations that are relevant, whether they would also like to maybe take up some slots which aren't being used in the premises, so that we can maximise its use to be of benefit, to get, you know, children off the streets and into a provision that would be really enjoyable and very worthwhile. And obviously it you know, something like you say, we haven't had for 30 years. So yeah, so that's the sum total of where we are at the moment, I think. Yeah.
And it's going really well. So even today we had a brief meeting, didn't we, with partners, including the Benjamin Foundation, Norfolk County Council, Children's Services, to see what funding they might be able to offer as well, and what funding they had for either youth support or SEND support. So and it seemed quite promising actually. There is some money out there to be applied for. So hopefully we can really maximise its potential.
And we have had we have been engaging with a couple of organisations key to youth in the town. I'm not sure if I should mention them yet.
But maybe not yet.
Not yet, but you know, but we have already sort of put out some feelers, and we've had some, you know, sort of like indications that they are also interested. So it's boding well.
It's very positive. So yeah, thank you very much. We haven't got anything for the start date.
Yeah.
So
yes, because we spoke to Reg.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sharon has spoken to Reg today, and I don't know if any members on their way to tonight's meeting noticed that there has been a significant change in the appearance of the premises. All of the windows have obviously been cleared, and you see in. It's beautiful, huge venue inside. Very white, crystal pristine, and they've painted outside as well, so it's had a nice white coat ready. The date that we'd like to put forward, which on speaking to Reg today seems entirely possible, is to have a open day on the 24th of November. So maybe not an operational day, but an open day, as there'll be a lot of youth and a lot of families in the town, as it is Christmas Carnival Day. So if we could maybe have a few councillors there volunteering just to engage with some of the youth, that is the date that we'd like to go with.
I forgot to mention also, there will be an element of youth provision, but it also will include a strong element of special needs as well. I don't think I mentioned that, did I?
No.
So yeah.
I'd just like as well, whilst we, like Councillor Taylor said, we did have a meeting today with those key agencies, some amazing input. Actually, I was blown away with just how enthusiastic they were to bring some provision into the town, especially the SEND provision. Like that is flying off the table, because obviously during the day while children are at school, we can put that provision in for those families with younger children, or even families that need support filling in their DLA forms and stuff. So there's going to be those drop-in sessions there that they can come along with their kids and find assistance with that. But also, obviously, because we do want this facility open as much as possible, not just from our district hats on, but from the town council, which are going to be in charge of this, are going to be managing it, are going to be running it. I did suggest, and I don't know, I would just like to sort of make the feelers out there, if members would mind having their background checks done. So like, obviously we can help out, we can go down and volunteer, because I think we're sat here because we want to do our bit for the community. We're sat here because we want to make provision for the youth, provision for the children, but provision for everybody better. And there may be some sessions where somebody just needs to be there. If we get a chess club come in and are there, just so for those things, maybe we might want to do a monthly disco or party or something, that if we could for those that would be interested in helping out, put ourselves forward for those checks. But that would, and it's free apparently if you're a volunteer, and as councillors we do volunteer. This is a voluntary role. Yeah, so that's what Brian from County Council told us today.
Well, either way, I'm not.
But even if it's paid, I don't think it's expensive, is it?
Institute, well, means which company then if it gets paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's free if you're a volunteer.
Yeah, because the church says that you want to.
Would anyone just to get like a principle clear, would anyone have any strong objections to having a DBS check done?
Well, it's only if you want to help out. You don't, if you don't want to help out, you don't have to help.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's different types of DBS. So I've got one for charity, and I've got one for education. The two are very different, so just be mindful.
Okay, we'll leave that in your capable hands then, shall we? So, yeah, so we've got a start date, if everyone's got one. Yeah. Good. Has anyone got any objections to the 24th of November being the launch?
It's not an objection, that's just like an open.
An open day,
Yeah.
just kind of have a look around and maybe have a few councillors there.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, if anyone's got a bit of time to. Fabulous. Thank you. Yes, well done, Sharon.
Oh no, well done, everyone.
Next, we have item 10, which is financial matters to authorise payments for acceptance of people. Yeah, I was just thinking he's literally walking out, just walk back in again. Anyone have any questions? If not, can I have a proposer and seconder, please? Councillor Dalton, seconded by Councillor Ashby, and a show of hands. That's unanimous. Fantastic. Yeah. Doors open. Next.
Actually, before you go any further, I was reimbursed for some stock I bought from town council, so I don't know if it was on this bit, but I'm declaring an interest in it. I just thought,
Where
I
is it?
don't think that's on this one.
yes, it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
okay. Have they just done it?
Yeah,
Well,
you've
I've declared it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just put
I'm
declare.
the same as you. I got a declaration on the football club because I was sponsored.
Oh,
Oh,
I
no,
don't know. I think that'll be okay. Yeah, that's fine.
It was just something they needed an emergency top up from the wholesalers, and I went and got it.
Yeah, that's okay.
Next we have item 10B, which is the direct debits. Can I please have a proposer and seconder? Councillor Ashby, seconded by Councillor Dale, and a show of hands, please. That's unanimous. Thank you very much. Item 10C, to receive income for acceptance and approval. Can I please have a proposer and seconder? Councillor Fraser, seconded by Councillor Westby, and a show of hands, please. That's
I didn't declare an interest because it's coming in, not really.
Yeah, fair enough.
Next we have petty cash. That is for information. Does anyone have any queries? None. Next we have income and expenditure for August 2024. That's again for information. Any queries? None. We have item 10F, which is banks and saving accounts, consideration and resolution. So I do believe Sharon has a recommendation for us.
Well, yeah, just to sort of briefly explain, that just looking at the accounts that we've got two large amounts in two separate accounts. One is the Barclays. It's got £682,269.26 in at the moment. And that is what Anne refers to as our current top-up account. So that's where we get our preset paid into. There is an amount of interest that is currently attracted on that one, which is 1.964%. And that's paid every 3 months. Because that's kind of a working account. The one that I was homing in on was the second largest, which is the Lloyd's account. And I've kind of discovered that on that one, we haven't really been making the most of that money that just sits there because it wasn't actually attracting any sort of like interest. So that's really the main reason why I put this item on, because I would like to split that down into maybe 1 or 2 accounts. The one that I put at the top, the Unity Trust Bank, we kind of need to be mindful that some of that money might well be used for projects in the coming year if we've got, you know, things that are coming forward, like splash pad, obviously the youth provision, etc. We have got some quite large expenses coming up at the town hall, and we've also got paving as well. So I was just going to propose for tonight that we start that off with opening a Unity Trust Bank for either a 90-day deposit or a 6 monthly fixed term. I'd prefer the 90-day deposit, like a 3-month, so that if we do projects, we can give them 3 months notice to get that money out. That attracts a 3.06% interest. And I was just going to suggest that we take 300,000, so we sort of like half that, 300,000, that we open a Unity Trust Bank account, so that will then be attracting the 3.06%.
Sorry, Sharon, if we did go with the 6-month fixed term for the higher interest rate, we would still have the remaining 300,000 in this account that's accessible.
372,000.
And that's accessible.
Yes, that is immediately accessible.
So we could go for the 6 months.
You can do, yeah.
How much was the interest rate on the 6 months?
4.25%. Yeah, a lot more.
Attracting budgets to take money out. 6 months.
I wouldn't. I think as long as you give them notice, you could just take it out. Yeah. So, you know, but yeah, it's just, the thing is, if you wanted it sooner, you can't have it. So you did.
I get 3 months.
Yeah.
You have to give 6 months notice.
Yeah.
Just in case.
I just think that still leaves us like £900,000. Do you mean we're not going to burn through that in 6 months, are we?
No. Yeah, and you can time it so that you complete your project in 6 months or whatever. So some of them are quite big projects, aren't they? So,
Councillor Westby.
What do we know of Unity Trust Bank?
We know that it's a fairly new bank, but it is actually a parish and town council a bank that specialises so they know how parish and town councils run. Right. So when it comes to the mandates and setting them up, they understand us. If you were to go to I've done HSBC on a council, they don't even have a category for us. Likewise on a lot of grant applications, they don't actually have a thing for local authorities. So, but Unity Trust Bank, I have been involved in that in my previous job, set up an account as a signatory, and the process was very smooth. So I've had first-hand experience of them, and they are rated. They're good. So, and actually their rates are. Looking at that, they are the best rates that you can get as well. So they're doing okay.
Does anyone have any comments or questions? That's Ashby.
I'm just thinking about protecting us. So are we limited under the £85,000 protection?
Yeah, we are, but then if you were to go and do that literally, you'd have to find probably about 7 or 8 bank accounts and spread them, which just isn't practical. So, but at least you are also spreading the risk as well. But that would mean we have 3 bank accounts. But that you choose the banks carefully, so you don't choose a small one. We are with Lloyds, we are with Barclays and Unity Trust. They're doing okay. Co-op, NatWest, all of those are pretty big banks, but I mean,
your point.
Northern Rock, but it's a small bank.
no, you never say never.
I know it's logistically a pain.
Yeah.
But do we not? Well, we need to protect the public money, don't we? That's my concern.
Yeah.
Councillor D'Souza.
Well, in that case,
I would prefer one note back. So,
NatWest. Yeah.
Just one protection. One for the sake of a lot of money, the public's money.
Yeah.
What the interest rate is,
Yeah.
that's a statement of factors.
Yeah, NatWest then I would recommend, yeah. I wouldn't necessarily recommend HSBC.
I'm going to go to Councillor Tiger first. Councillor Wingfield, did you have your hand up? No, and then I'll come to Councillor Taylor.
Actually, it's probably relevant this because I was going to say that in building societies, they have better interest rates for a business. They don't just. So answer me.
Councillor Taylor.
I'm just, the other, the newer bank, when you say it's new, 6 months old.
I worked with it when I was at Publisher, so
Yeah.
it's like it's a few years under its belt.
Yeah,
It's not
brand
brand
new.
new.
Yeah.
But it specialises in councils.
Yes.
So there's got to be some sort of security there. If it specialises in public money, there must be a reason why government bodies use this bank.
Yeah.
I know I get the scepticism because it is relatively new.
What I was going to suggest off the back of Tristan's comments and Dom's concerns was perhaps rather than deposit 300,000 into one account, we actually opt for 2 accounts and spread 150 across. I know administratively it's a pain in the bum.
Yeah.
But if it does give us
If you're
a
not
bit more of
touching
that
it, it's not
security,
tying it up.
yeah,
It's not that much of a bank.
no,
And it-
true,
and it
true,
reduces the risk.
yeah.
So interest rates to go down.
So we could, for instance,
Is the new one the best interest rate?
Yeah.
yes,
And then NatWest is also the second best as well.
NatWest. So we
NatWest,
could deposit £150,000
Yeah.
into each,
Yeah.
and that does significantly reduce the risk, as
Yeah.
you say, with the cover for 85,000,
Yeah.
So taking that 3 and splitting
and
it
it costs
between
2.
it'd still leave us 9 in the bank.
Yeah,
Why
in our
don't we
other
just
2
put
accounts.
2 in each of them then. I know it ups it a little bit to 4,000, but
That
that's
would leave
what I
us
thought.
272 in the Lloyds.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Are you okay with that, Sharon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're sure.
Yeah. If 272,000, I'm just sort of mentally doing our arithmetic.
That's
about-
it. That's in this account, but then we'd also
Yeah,
have
we've
this
still
account
got,
that has.
we've got our top up, which has 682,000.
682,000.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's
Okay.
still plenty of money available should
Yeah,
we need
yeah,
it.
I'm just being sort of ultra cautious, but yeah, okay,
Well,
200,000
stick with it on
each.
50.
No,
I've got to think about round numbers.
Yeah, go on then, 200,000 each.
Okay, so can I please propose that we deposit 200,000 into a unit trust bank for a 6-month fixed term with a 4.25% interest rate, and a NatWest 6-month fixed term with a 3% interest rate. Please.
Yeah, that's fine. Let me circle them.
Those are okay, those ones.
Okay, nice one. And that one, 3 point. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I just want to make sure I've got it right. No, that's fine. Thank you very much.
And can I have a seconded proposal, please? Councillor Ashby and the chair, please. That is unanimous. Thank you very much. Moving on, we next have item 10G, which is the football club inventory for consideration and resolution. So following a number of very productive meetings with the secretary and the chairman of the football club, between myself, Sharon and Tristan, and as agreed at the meeting in which they both attended, although they have had a change now, haven't they? So they have Patrick, who we've recently met as secretary, is now the chairman, and they've appointed a new secretary. Both, well, she seems very nice.
Yeah.
They have presented, which is in the meeting pack, the inventory as discussed, because this was one of the many points that we received, that one of the ones that was unresolved. The only comment I had in terms of, you know, what it is that we would want or need was the 4 televisions in the bar, which they'd already questioned whether or not they were to retain ownership, and the one television in the first team changing room. Because from my perspective, I thought if there was no inventory, no furnishings, what would we go out and buy? And we'd go out and would buy the fridges, the CCTV, the security. They are the things that we would need. Would we have gone out and bought 5 TVs? I'm not sure we would have. So I personally would be happy for them to be retained on the premises for their use if they wished to do that. But I wasn't of the opinion that we should be purchasing those televisions. Everything else, I had no queries, no qualms. And if we were to remove the televisions, that would bring the total down to £4,400 for the entire inventory listed, which actually I don't think is bad value for money. And also, you know, the money is going back to out of the town football club. So, you know, a bit of pause. Does anyone else have any views, comments, concerns, observations?
I didn't put my head up. Go on. I was thinking, I'm still thinking.
I actually was just going to say that I'm quite happy for the 3 of you at the top table to make the decision on what is needed and requested. I don't think we need to sit here and pick through inventory. I think you've all been out on site, you've seen the quality. I mean, I could say as chair of GPNF that I would have an interest in what you're spending council money on, but I don't really. If there's items there that you don't feel we need, then I'm happy for you to make that call. But
That's nice, but I think when you're dealing with thousands of packages, we come to a consensus.
Yeah.
Just on the point about the televisions. Do you not want to cover televisions in the car?
Not personally. I don't know, if we'd have took the venue over empty, you were going out buying furnishings and furniture, I don't know, if you think we could have, then I think that's a valid sense.
They watch football.
I was going to say that, yeah.
They
Would they not
do.
actually come out to your side?
But when they do watch a lot of football.
But the thing is, I think you did mention
So-
that you
so
would
this
retain
is-
the televisions. We just
So,
won't
so
pay
if they,
for
if
them.
they wanted to keep them there
They
to
would
watch for their benefit, because it would only be their benefit really, wouldn't it? Any other high rise
Well,
Members of the
would
public
it?
I'm going to say, if you're going to have other, I think if you walk into a premises of that type, you normally have televisions available if you need to.
It'll still be remembered as a sports bar.
that's all very good. Do you know how much commercial Sky is?
No, I'm not. I deliberately didn't say.
I'm just saying, because if you're
No.
what specifically are you going to have on it?
But you can have a TV
I
license.
don't care
We
if the
discussed
council
it the other day. You can have a TV license, and if there are things on, people like it in the background sometimes. You could have a Eurovision Song Contest night up there. Who knows?
Well, I suppose the fact is, there's 5. Did you say there was 5?
There's 5.
Four.
I suppose you could say you'll retain 2 in the bar and you don't want 3. Yeah, I mean, we're not obliged to have all of the inventory, are we?
No.
Why would you want to watch it on TV when you've got the quality of the football outside on the pitch?
I think it's after that. I don't think it means it. I think it's in addition to. Okay, so what you,
So you think we should add those back on?
I
all
don't,
4?
I don't see why we're paying for television and we're changing them. I don't get that.
No, so not that one.
No.
And how many in the bar area?
Well, I would,
Because there's currently
Yeah.
4.
yeah, I presume that was not a signal.
That was the number.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Okay.
that's more appropriate.
Okay, so that would take off 2, 4, £500. That would make that 4, 8. Is that a proposal?
That would be my proposal.
Is there a seconder to that proposal, councillor D'Souza? Can I have a show of hands for that proposal, please? That's unanimous. Perfect. Thank you very much, everybody.
Can you just tell me what we've done?
So it was minus that one and minus 2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was that.
Thank you very much.
We've already covered off item 10H, so we'll move on to item 11, which is Cemetery matters relating to a headstone, consideration and resolution. Members, you have already received correspondence on this. This is to ratify a decision already undertaken. Can I please have a proposal and a seconder? Councillor Bertram, seconded by Councillor Wenham. Will show of hands, please. That is unanimous. Thank you very much.
Councillor Taylor, sorry, whilst you're on headstone, there's a headstone. I noticed when Mary spoke that she mentioned our war graves. Can we please undertake an inventory of our war graves in the cemetery? We have a list of names, so we know the names. Because obviously, just wanted to, while we were talking headstones, if I could ask for that.
Yes. I will say that we did have a conversation with some of our grounds team last week about undertaking an inventory of graves anyway. So recently, Thursday this week, undertaken a drip testing course. And we did say it would be good to actually undertake a test and get a full inventory to understand what condition each of the graves is in and document with photographs. And this is only something that needs to be done every 5 years, so it can be done in quite some depth.
I mean, I don't know if that's something that we can draw on some of our lovely people in the public participation, maybe some assistance with the heritage group. But obviously, if that's a project we've now signed up to undertake.
Can I come in on that?
Can I have a proposal, please? Councillor Ashby, Councillor Taylor, on a show of hands. I think that was unanimous. Over to you.
Yes, as you all know, we did a big survey, the cemetery quite a few years ago, and digitised it all. I don't think we actually looked at war graves in particular, so that's something that actually would like to release so that it's listed within that digitisation. As far as the condition of graves are concerned, quite a big job that one, but certainly we could consider it.
Thank you. Well, I think actually the identification of the graves would be a huge help. But the condition, as I say, our grounds team have just recently undertook their tickle testing. So the headstones particularly and how they've been kept and maintained, I think to have that documented as well would be very helpful. But yes, an element of focus on those war graves would be brilliant. Thank you. If we're then moving on, it's item 12, which is councillors' reports. Town, district and county councillors to give brief reports on relevant information. Does anyone have a report to deliver? Oh, I'll go with Councillor Wingfield first.
We're here on council induction training on the 20th September, which was really good. He's done there, so we're going to do next. Our town clerk across very credibly in that training session. We're talking about processes and structures and everything else. So, congrats, Sharon. Really good feedback in the group in terms of how it's run, and also from the trainer, Sarah Campbell.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, nice.
Fabulous. Councillor Taylor?
Yeah, I always like to let you know I'm earning my key. So this month specifically, I've been out with our MP and looked at some of the areas of the town that are affected by flooding, just knocking on some doors. Councillor Taylor came as well, so that was nice. Attended the flood forum along with other members. Went to Bestbrook Parish meeting, which was nice to go in, and actually there's some areas and aspects that I think were interested in communicating and collaborating with the town council on, so that was quite nice. Just been a busy month. Last month was quite busy. The regular meetings at Breckland, regular meetings here, youth project meetings, updates. So yeah, busy month.
Well, I undertook a few separate duties as well. Obviously, there was a few events that I think 3 events that our branch of the Royal British Legion have led And also the Battle of Britain commemorations at County Hall. There was, of course, the Market Towns Conference that I attended last week, and slides have now been sent out, so I'll make sure that they're distributed and shared with the wider council. But that was very interesting, especially like a focus on the market, especially considering ours is doing so well lately. So, which is brilliant to see. And yeah, other than that, it has been a busy month, but not too much my town council hat on. So I will move on. Next we have item 13, which is our clerk's report. Sharon, are you wanting to give a little one, Free?
Okay, yeah. Just to sort of give an update on the town hall improvements. We've now placed the order for the new microphone system, and I think we've got a date now, haven't we? I think it's 3rd of November. Yeah. And then obviously we'd like to get the I have tried to chase for the automated door system, because it would be, and also for the inner door for the kitchen. So I've been chasing that, and I think he's only just come in today. So there is a date he's moving. I need to speak to Anne and Paula about the timings on that one. Kitchen refurbishment order has been placed. But we would like to obviously get the building work done before we start on the kitchen. And a system of contracted in bar staff is now in place to service the town hall functions. Town council maintenance, benches in the closed churchyard near to the pavilion nursery have now been renewed with oak wood slats. The town council owned hedges around the open space areas are in the process of being flailed. We've had a number of calls of concern, but have explained that there is a 3-phase programme of works involving a monster tractor, compact tractor, and then hand cutting to finish off. So although people have been sort of like writing in to say, oh, the hedge looks dreadful, that's because they haven't actually finished the work. So our grounds team will be inspecting them fully once they have stated to us that they've finished the work. So we are on it, and we will make sure that we don't make any payments until we're happy with the quality. The Queen Square Thursday Market, 2 new stalls have arrived and are already in use. They are a little bit bigger than the current ones. No word yet on whether we're successful in our application for funding for the other 2 new stalls that we would like. We've got even more stall holders. I won't go into what exactly we've got, but we're getting inquiries in all the time. We are saying goodbye to our senior groundsman, Tim, who has been with us for 3 years. We thank him for all his hard work. I personally do as well over this time. And then obviously the new events working group has been set up. We do need to finalise the dates, and I will get onto that this week. We expect that there will be some great activities already planned, which will complement the Funfest team, Christmas and Carnival committees. There will be some new open spaces that the town council is taking on in the coming year. Just to refresh your memory, Blackthorn Road, where we will be planting a community orchard in February, with new trim trails and extra bins and benches. The land north of Norwich Road, which will be classed as Jubilee Woodland and a country park. And the land at St Edmunds Close is on the agenda tonight for you to agree, so that I can complete the deal there. So we will, hopefully after tonight, we will be more or less owning it. And also just to refresh your memory that there will be a new mini play area in the open space at Carvers Lane eventually. I'm not exactly sure when that will be. Bus shelters, we have £18,563.50 of Section 106 money to spend on new bus shelters. That was a subject of discussion in our Planning and Highways Committee. That will be planned in for Norwich Road and possibly London Road as well. We are trying to sort of match fund that so that we make the most of the Section 106 money by also incorporating a parish partnerships funding application for them. So,
thank you, Sharon. Very busy, and as always, this is in the meeting papers online, isn't it? So if any members of the public want to reflect on that, it is publicly available to do so.
I just say the benches are brilliant. People are coming back now and eating the lunches there, which they'd stopped doing it because they were, you couldn't sit on them.
Yeah.
And the adult training centre used them a lot.
Brilliant.
sitting
That's
there.
fab.
But they've made such a brilliant job of them.
Good,
Thank you.
excellent. I'll pass that back.
to the-
Yeah,
to the
thank you,
lads as well.
Vera. That's
Thank you.
lovely.
Next on the agenda, we have correspondence. And that is item A is a sponsorship request for the London Marathon 2025 in support of Samaritans. Sharon, any
Yeah.
comments?
I'm a bit uneasy about giving money to individuals, because it could open the floodgates, where lots of people are fundraising. I was just going to suggest that we do the same as what we did for the Borneo girls, that we offer the use of the hall free, perhaps,
For a
which
fund-
is,
for a fundraising event.
yeah, if they want to do that, so. we could offer that.
Are members in support?
Mm.
Yeah. Sharon, would you like to propose in second?
Yes, please.
I have a proposal for that, please. Councillor Ashby, seconded by Councillor Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and show of hands. That's
Yeah,
unanimous.
thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Next, we have item 14B, pre-planning advice on the creation of the soil fund in Attleborough, including the local lead flood authority's comments, which again, this is for ratification because it was time sensitive. So can I please have a proposal and second for its ratification? Councillor Dalton, seconded by Councillor Tyrone, and show of hands. That's unanimous. Thank you very much. Next on the agenda, we have item 15, request for a small grant from St Mary's Church for the sharing table for acceptance and approval. Any comments or proposal?
This is exactly
Yeah.
what it's all about.
So I've got Councillor Ashby, seconded by Councillor Tyra, and show of hands, please. That's
Yeah.
unanimous. Thank you very much. Next, we have the Christmas market consideration and distribution. On the table, we have a calendar. So should we like to do Christmas market, which I think there is still plenty of time. This does go other local Christmas markets are and when, because obviously, we want to have as little conflict as possible, to maximise on potential for stores and attendees. There's a few options here. I mean, it depends really on whether or not you want it on a day that's gonna benefit the rest of the town. With obviously high street businesses being open and the footfall potentially benefiting them as well. So whether or not you want it at the daytime and then obviously maximum attendance you probably want Saturday, or if it was an evening or a Sunday, obviously then there's less of our businesses open. So it was just to put through this out really for preference. Councillor Tyrone.
Can I suggest, I mean, it's very useful, this, thank you very much. Given we've got two.
Yeah.
People from here may probably go to Thetford and Wyndham. So what I was going to suggest is, you know, we do it on Saturday the 14th, and I think Saturday is better.
Yeah, Saturday the 14th of December.
That's what I'd suggest. Seeing
Yeah.
here we've got two, to say this because
Yeah, that's true.
Councillor Bircham.
I'm actually going to suggest if we don't want to make first, it'd be really Christmassy. I've also got Santa as well.
Oh, I missed that one. Sorry.
We could probably tie Santa in with Christmas market.
That sounds very promising. Councillor
Love that idea.
Ashby.
Everyone will be very Christmas on the 21st. We're nearly there.
The skills.
A few months later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last Saturday before Christmas.
Everyone
Saturday-
goes
Saturday
down
the-
Christmas shopping.
So, hold on.
So we could
Yeah.
probably arrange Santa to come to the fair.
Last minute stocking fillers. Yeah.
I think schools finish on the
Oh,
20th.
Christmas, yeah. Okay, 21st.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Councillor Dow seemed dubious, I think.
I just think it could be fun and all the rest of it, but I don't think there'll be much buying because most people, and this is a comment that's come back when somebody had one in the square a little while ago, a couple of years ago, I think it was. And they said, well, it was a bit late, I've done only Christmas shopping. So that was just a comment. But I'll go with the majority. So
I do think it's a fair comment, councillor Brown.
But then I do have sanctuary on the 14th.
Councillor Brown.
I've got Sanders content.
Christmas is on speed dial.
Councillor Brown.
Throw November the 16th in.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'll be on there on the 16th. I think we'll get a few more people coming in for on 21st. But mine is that.
Councillor Reynolds, I agree with you.
I think it's 21st is too late.
Councillor Bircham, can we have Father Christmas till 16th?
Is that the Christmas carnival on the 24th, so I can check?
Yeah,
So yeah, that's the Christmas carnival is the
Yeah,
24th,
so
isn't it?
I
Which
could
maybe
check.
we should have put that in the
Yeah.
box.
Is it too-
Yeah, it was to collect like 2 weekends in a row. I get Councillor Down, Councillor Reynolds' comments. Would 2 weeks before Christmas still be too late? Would like the 14th, like Councillor Tyra said?
And I think I hear what Councillor Dale says in terms of, you know, spend, but stalls there are nice. We don't decrying it, but you know, possibly or this, that, and nice stopping for the drop. Big Christmas presents.
And if we
So-
advertise it well enough, we could even use the slogan. Save your stocking fillers for the like 14th.
It's not
Or fill your stockings on the 14th. Let's fill your stockings on.
well, let's decide the slogans outside of the meeting. I'm not sure the second one was either.
Is it too much to combine it with the Christmas light?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is about
No space.
no space.
Can we make a decision?
Yeah, I want to,
Well,
The
I think
14th.
Councillor Tyra proposed the 14th, didn't he, or was it?
Okay.
Actually, he proposed.
well, I'll take it as councillor Bircham's proposal, this is the only one that's actually. Still back it, put it forward, seconded by councillor Tyra, and can I have a show of hands then, please, for the 14th of December?
14th of December.
Yeah.
November or December?
December.
December.
14th of December.
Yeah, 14th of
Yeah.
December.
List of useful challenging you might invite, but just need to make sure they're not going to do.
Yeah.
Don't want to poach their stalls, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
If they've already made.
No, we want some stores here.
Yeah.
And if they've all booked it there already, we won't get them here.
Yeah. So we'll do it ASAP.
Check, and if not, then
No, it's okay.
Fabulous. Okay,
and also can we, sorry, beg your pardon, just can we promote that to other groups in the town, SAP, and perhaps bring it up at the events workshop?
Yeah.
Something into
which you're
combine
going to
it
try and get one set this week, aren't
Yeah,
you? A day,
yeah.
Karen?
Yeah, I've got to pursue that, sorry, yeah.
So at least it fills it, but also brings
Yeah.
other businesses and community groups in as well.
Good idea. Item 17 then, to ratify a request from councillor T Taylor to run the cake stall at the book sale. Sharon, would you like me to leave? Can I stay?
No, I think you can stay.
Yes.
If you're
And I
not
propose
financially
that we
benefited.
accept that, please.
Do the public just want to know why? Just not that she's like lining her pockets.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely not. No, councillor Taylor, T Taylor, will be running the London Marathon in 2025 for the National Autistic Society. So that is where the funds from the book sale will be going. Thank you very
Not
much.
the book sale.
Not the book sale, the cake sale at the book sale. There we go. Next we have item 18, which is, oh, sorry,
Yeah.
councillor Ashby, seconded by
Yeah, it was Vera,
councillor
Kristen.
Ashby. There we go, and a show of hands.
Yeah.
That's unanimous. Thank you very much. Item 18, requesting the Boxing Club pop up to use Queen Square and the recreation ground. This is for their street box.
Yeah, Vera.
Can we propose we accept this? It's what they do, they advertise and thing.
And it's
I
brilliant.
hate boxing, but I still think we ought to. That's it.
Is that a second by councillor
Yeah.
Taylor? And a show of hands, please.
Yeah.
That's unanimous as well. And next we have item 19, which is the second public participation. Would any members of the public like to participate? Yes.
Sorry.
No, I apologise.
Fantastic news about the youth club or youth facilities. I think it's absolutely brilliant news. Years and years ago, when we were getting the skate park up and running the first time round, we went over to Deerham to have a look around what they had. I don't know if they've still got it or not, but they had a fantastic sort of youth cafe in some oldish buildings around Batman's High Street. Could that be used as a sort of youth cafe during school holidays to try and involve the children? It's just a thought thrown out there, something somewhere they've got to go during wet afternoons, wet evenings.
I think so long as we've got the people
Yeah.
the people to do it, I don't see why we couldn't. But like we say, the nitty gritty of like the use of it and who will be operating at what times and all the rest of it is yet to be confirmed. At present, it's just the Benjamin Foundation initiative that the town council have commissioned for the 2 youth groups or two youth groups twice a week and the 3 sessions of SEND support. So, but outside of that, that is something that Sharon will be getting into the nitty gritty and the detail of very soon.
And sort of another thing that I know you mentioned about SEN children and that sort of thing, possibly something for the homeschoolers that they could raise it once a week or something like this. There's quite a few homeschoolers in Attleborough that might benefit from somewhere that youngsters can go.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's a great point. Thank you, Leslie. Anyone else, please? Yes.
It seems to be an increased number of items that go below the line in meetings. With the fact we've got through today. Which does really go against the elements of openness. Even tonight, there's an item which relates to, I believe, signposts. And I don't know why such a mundane topic would be done without the public being attended. Can you explain why so much more is being discussed in private?
Yeah. So as Councillor Ashley just very rightly said, because we're doing more. You might have noticed this is a much more proactive council than maybe we've had previously. So the more you do, the more that needs to be considered, and a lot of things that we're doing are commercially sensitive because we're doing it in partnership. So where things are commercially sensitive, until a point where things have been agreed, decided upon, they would need to be discussed below the line at a point, like this evening, the youth centre, that had previously been discussed below the line. Tonight, in the spirit of openness, it was brought into the public domain. So I think it's just about having some patience and giving actually some confidence to the members and the council that as and when things can be in the public domain, they will be.
Sorry, can I just add? I think it's also prudent to note that since this administration and the staff, the actual minutes that are produced after this meeting are a lot less redacted. Before they were heavily redacted, and the comments have been made by members of the staff have taken it on board that actually there wasn't the requirement for them to be literally nearly all blanked out. So I hope the minutes recently on those below the line items have actually reflected that there is a lot more openness in the last few months than there has been before.
Thank you very much. Anything else from the public gallery? No. Okay. Well, on that note, we'll go to item 20, which is items for next agenda. I don't necessarily have any to put forward. I think, as always, if members have anything that they'd like to put forward, just contact myself or Sharon, and we'll see to it. Next, we have item 21, which is the exclusion of the press and public. Proposing seconds, please. That's please. And a show of hands, please. Thank you very much. Thank you for attending, everybody.